Hello 17 MKE family. Apparently inquiring minds want to know how you can fit a desk in a 17 MKE. Well, I'm going to show you what I've done. So, it all starts with the cup holder. This is the centerpiece of the desk situation, because the design challenge in a desk is that you want it to sit in front of you, but you want to be able to get it out of the way. But if you get it out of the way, when you recline, your cup holder and the desk and everything moves out and up all at the same time. So you want it to pivot, you want it to move up and out. So you need a 3-axis swivel mount. At least that's what I thought we needed. So I use the cup holder as the mounting point for my desk. This is a piece of wood that I've drilled a hole into and sunk this metal tube into, and this is epoxy poured to lock it into the cup holder. Now
these are still operational if you want them to be.
Correct. Now I know what you're saying, but I've just lost my cup holder. Well, if you have a 3D printer, you can solve that problem, and we can give you the file to 3D print a cup holder. This cup holder is designed to specifically fit a 20-ounce Yeti Rambler.
Or a 32 Yeti as well.
Anyways, so you still have a cup holder if you have a friend with a 3D printer, or you have one yourself. And this is the desk.
Here, hold on. Let me zoom in and show them. So it slides right here.
Yep, it stores right here on the side. So it just folds out like that. Now my hinge has gotten weak, and so I lock it in with a little paper binder clip. And then it's not moving at all. So we've got wheels on the end of the desk. This is just 1/2-inch birch plywood. And then what makes the whole thing work is the compound hinge right here. Now, I did custom build this myself. This is a steel machined steel rod with the corresponding diameter machine tubing on the outside of that. This is the same tubing that I sunk into the cup holder mount. And this
is the clip to keep the shelf in place when you close it.
This just keeps the shelf in place when we
Right here.
close it with that right there. So now we have a desk that mounts into the block
Here, let me
here.
show. And it's actually really lightweight, so here, hold on, let me zoom back out.
It's out of my way. So now our desk slides in. That's a little crooked right here, but if you want it to kind of hug you nice and cozy, all you got to do is put it up, and you can just set it right there. And you got yourself a nice working space, a nice desk. I can fit my laptop and an extra monitor and my cup holder all right there, and do all the work that I need to. And then what makes this thing work so well as a solution here, clip on, is that compound hinge, because it can swivel this way.
And he keeps it in this position most of the time.
I can get up, go to the bathroom, go outside. All my stuff is just nice and tidy. I didn't have to move a thing on my desk. It just stays put. I made it just the right length to the wall right there. It's taking up space that's not going to be occupied any other time. And then because of the compound hinge, I can still
Let me pull out so they can see.
fully recline.
So as you can notice,
Stays in
the
put.
table is no longer fully straight because of that hinge. So it makes it so that when it's at recline and this is at an angle, everything still can fit on there.
But I don't have to take my desk down to use my recliner.
Right. And nothing falls off.
And nothing falls off. Yeah.
So do you want to show them just kind of a little bit of what's different on this side, since there's not a wall on this other side?
Yep. So same setup. We built Michelle's desk a little bit smaller.
Or skinnier.
Skinnier. A little bit skinnier. And that's because when it's out of the way, she rests it over here on the nightstand. So she can move it out of the way and still put the bed down. And then she's got a really extended nightstand as well. And it still pivots just fine.
And since you can't recline when the bed's down anyways, you don't have to worry about it sliding forward right there.
But during the day, she usually just keeps it right here because nobody's sitting in there.
And what's really lovely is I podcast sitting in the bench
it's
seat.
actually a desk on both sides. It can be a desk for that seat as well.
Yeah. So this
So-
also can serve as a place for someone to eat dinner with us, because we have this table or
And
this
You don't
area.
have to have a custom center console to make your desks work.
Unless if you wanted it to rest across it and be flat.
Unless you really want it to rest. But half the time, I just leave it just like this and don't even put the leg up to rest it on there. But this is a custom build. I built this cabinet to go in here. It's got really deep drawers for both of us.
So that's my office.
That's her office, and then that's my office.
This is Jonathan's office.
So I got room for, my journals, planners,
Monitor and computer.
laptop, extra monitor,
Cords.
cords, pins, staplers, all that kind of stuff, just all in here. And then let me show you guys how this locks when we're traveling.
Sorry about that.
So I'm coming around to the back of the desk. So this is the back side of the center console, and I've got these two brackets and a piece of metal coming across here. Where's the pin? We got a pin.
A D-ring pin.
Here, put that back in. All right, we've got a pin that, sorry, this is janky. Hold on. We've got a pin that just goes right through these two pieces of angle right here and holds it against this metal rod. So these two pins hold it back, and then
In transport.
and then on the bottom corners down here, I've just got these little regular latches that hold the bottom drawer, and I'll show you guys the bottom drawer here. So I just reach back here and unlatch the bottom drawer. And then
Here's the pin.
yeah, this just
Any
goes in
question?
and locks the drawers in place.
Yeah. All right.
And then in the bottom drawer we have our printer and paper and printer
Laminating
supplies.
sheets and things. Yep.
All right in here.
And so we just literally plug it in from this location. It never has to leave the drawer.
Yep.
So
There you go.
that is our office.
17 MKE office.